Political leaders, GK Vasan there. We just saw the Telangana governor, Tamilisai Soundararajan, as well as several members of the DMK also present there. Thousands, if not lakhs of people have gathered in Chennai to catch one final glimpse of their beloved captain. There you have former Deputy Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam also paying his respects. Politicians cutting across party lines have gathered right now to pay their final tribute, their final salute to Captain Vijayakanth. And the fact that you're seeing these kind of crowds, the fact that you're seeing these leaders from different political parties all coming together and paying their respects speaks volumes essentially of who Vijayakanth was as a politician. He was, of course, someone who was hugely successful in two aspects that Tamil Nadu perhaps holds dearest in its heart: politics and films. He was a successful film star. Many said the like.
We can see T.R. Balu, the parliamentary leader of the DMK, Finance Minister Thangam Tennarasu, Udayanidhi Stalin, the DMK Minister, Ma Subramaniam, the Health Minister, Chief Minister M.K. Stalin himself now, of course, laying a wreath on the mortal remains of Captain Vijayakanth. And apart from that, there is, from the AIADMK senior leader D. Jayakumar is present. OPS, the expelled leader, Telangana Governor Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, and BJP leader Pon Radhakrishnan. So across party lines, leaders have come, and that just goes on to show the kind of respect Captain Vijayakanth commanded, in Tamil Nadu, in Tamil politics, the kind of impact that he has had. And I'm just going to ask my video journalist to turn and show you the visuals from outside the DMDK headquarters. Not all of them are allowed inside because there is, of course, this is a very small space, and the police cannot possibly manage this kind of crowd if they come inside. So that is the reason why most of them are kept outside the DMDK headquarters. An LCD screen has been put up for them to see the visuals, to see what is happening inside, and just look at the kind of emotions, the number of people who've gathered. And since yesterday, this is what has been happening on ground. Scores and scores of Vijayakanth fans and DMDK workers just coming in large numbers just to catch a final glimpse of their beloved leader, beloved actor. And what is interesting, Akshita, is all these tales of Vijayakanth we've been hearing in the last 2 days, the kind of man that he was. Forget the fact that he was a politician, forget the fact that he was an actor. What many people, when we speak to them on ground, why do you adore Captain Vijayakanth so much? The one reason that many people give is that he's a man with a golden heart. He's someone who's worked for the needy, who's someone who could not stand the plight of people. Every time someone came to him for some help, he's someone who went, out of his way to help them. It's by now everyone knows that, Vijayakanth is someone who ensured that anyone who came to his party office or his residence, they never returned they never returned empty stomach. They were always fed properly. And even today, on the day the party...
Let's cut across live to the gun salute. Vijayakanth being laid to rest with full state honours. gun salute being given for Vijayakanth, and this is the full state honours with which he's being laid to rest. You have Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, many members of the cabinet present there, and it speaks volumes for you that the Chief Minister ensured that he was there on the day of his passing and today as well. Let's cut across live. It bids farewell, bids goodbye to one of its most beloved political leaders, one of its most beloved superstars, who gave his everything for the betterment of the state, whether it was as a film star or as a politician. As we continue getting you these images of the funeral that's currently underway, you can see that all dignitaries present there, politicians, stars, all cutting across, in fact, all of their differences, gathering there to pay their final respect, their final salute to Captain Vijayakanth. The funeral currently underway, and as you see all these leaders coming together to bid one final goodbye to Captain Vijayakanth. Let's play out for you all the tributes that poured in through the day. Some of the biggest figures of Tamil Nadu came together to pay their respects to Vijayakanth, and that really speaks volumes of his contribution to the state.
இவர் ஆரம்பத்தில் எப்படி நான் பார்க்கும்போது நட்சத்திர அந்தஸ்து வருவதற்கு முன்னாடி எங்கிட்ட எப்படி பழகினாரோ அதே மாதிரி தான் அவர் இவ்வளவு பெரிய நட்சத்திரமான பழகிட்டு இருந்தார். இவர்கிட்ட எனக்கு பிடிச்சது என்னன்னா, இவர்கிட்ட எந்த அளவு பணிவு இருக்கோ அந்த அளவு நியாயமான கோபமும் வரும். அந்த கோபத்தின் ரசிகன் நான். அதனால தான் அவர் மக்கள் பணிக்கே வந்தார்னு நான் நம்புறேன்.
மனசு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமாக இருக்குது. விஜயகாந்த் அவர்கள் அசாத்தியமான ஒரு மன உறுதி உள்ள மனிதர். எப்படியோ அந்த உடல்நலத்தில் ஒரு தேறிட்டு வந்துடுவாருன்னு சொல்லிட்டு எல்லாரும் நினச்சோம். ஆனால் சமீபத்தில் நடந்த அவங்க தேமுதிக அந்த பொதுக்குழுவில் அவர் பார்க்கும்போது எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் நம்பிக்கை கம்மியாயிடுச்சு. அவர் நல்லா ஆரோக்கியமாக இருந்திருந்தால் தமிழக அரசியலில் ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய சக்தியாக நிகழ்ந்திருப்பார். தமிழ் மக்களுக்கு நிறைய நல்லது பண்ணியிருப்பார். அந்த பாக்கியத்தை தமிழ் மக்கள் இருந்திருக்கோம். அவங்க ஆத்மா சாந்தி அடையட்டும்.
You won't find a man like him, and that is very true, because the crowd what I see today is not for the actor, not for the politician, but for the golden man, a man with a golden heart who he was. He made everybody's problem his personal problem and wanted to solve it. So I always remember him as someone who I have learned a lot from. He's given me the strength, he has given me the courage to speak the truth. He has given me the courage to stand up for the truth, and I will always remember him as someone who will remain in our hearts forever.
I'm feeling so sorry today that I was to see him like this, and I only pray that God will give a lot of strength to his family members and his party to follow his footpath for the future of Tamil Nadu people.
So those were just some of the reactions that came in earlier today, and you had the superstars Rajni, Kamal Hassan, who many believed Vijayakanth actually beat when he was at the hay of his film career in the 1990s, when he delivered so many films as a good cop, as an army hero. Many said that, he was a bigger phenomenon than Rajinikanth and Kamal Hassan. You look at the kind of images that have come in the last 24 hours of the crowds that have gathered, leading to traffic coming to a standstill in many parts of Chennai because lakhs of people are out there on the streets. They have no way of catching a glimpse of what's happening in the funeral, but they're there to send out a message of thanks to Captain Vijayakanth for his contribution to their lives. And he truly touched so many lives with all that he's done, whether it's through his films, where he always, of course, played the army hero or the good cop, or whether it was as a politician, when he entered into the political arena back in 2005, and then that stellar performance in 2011, where he actually beat the DMK. He was considered the next big thing of Tamil Nadu politics, so was very much a successful politician. But yes, his health unfortunately failed him. I want to take you through some of the images that came in earlier today of the tributes that poured in. This is superstar Vijay, who very often said that he owed his career to Vijayakanth, also paying his tribute to Captain. He looked visibly emotional as he made his way through the crowd to reach the casket in which the mortal remains were kept. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also paid her tribute to Captain Vijayakanth. She said that Prime Minister Modi, upon hearing the news, insisted that she go there personally. Tamil Nadu BJP chief K. Annamalaya also was there to pay his respects to, in fact, Vijayakanth last night. Annamalaya, even on India Today, said that Captain was a role model for every single Tamilian. While there was a lot of enmity between AIADMK and the DMDK, now all of them are coming together to pay respect to Captain Vijayakanth's contributions. This is former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy also paying his homage to Captain, highlighting his many contributions to Tamil cinema and politics. Jayalalitha's aide, V.K. Sashikala, also was in fact present at Island Grounds, where mortal remains of Vijayakanth was kept in the morning for public to come and pay their tributes. A slew of actors, filmmakers who also came together. Actor Satyaraj was there to pay his respects. This is MDMK chief Vaiko, who is also there, who is known to have good relations with Vijayakanth. Director Vetrimaran, one of the ace directors of Bollywood, also arrived at the island grounds earlier today to pay his respects to Captain Vijayakanth, offered his condolences to the family. And DMDK workers in Madurai were seen tonsuring their heads to mourn the passing of Captain Vijayakanth. And it's been a pall of gloom in several parts of Tamil Nadu, particularly in Madurai, where Vijayakanth was born.
All the best.
Hey, நான் அடங்கி போறவன்ல அடக்கிட்டு போறவன்.
கரண்ட தொட்டா சாதாரண மனுஷனுக்கு தான் ஷாக் அடிக்கும். நான் நரசிம்மா, என்ன தொட்டா கரண்டுக்கே ஷாக் அடிக்கும். அப்புறம் அரசியல் கட்சிக்கும் மாணவ சக்திக்கும் வித்தியாசம் இல்லாம போயிடும். எனக்காக ஒரு தீக்குச்சி கூட எரியக்கூடாது. எரியிற நெருப்பு உங்க மனசுக்குள்ள மட்டும்தான் இருக்கணும். ஜெய் ஹிந்த்.
Truly, truly the end of an era in Tamil Nadu, but Captain's legacy will live on for generations to come. We will continue getting you all the tributes pouring in for Captain Vijayakanth, but I want to switch focus to our other big story here on 6 p.m. Prime, and this is a horrifying one that's come to light in the city of Bengaluru. You won't believe the details that have emerged of the death of a 9-year-old girl, Manya, in her home, in her apartment complex, one of the most famous ones in Bengaluru, a prestige apartment. Manya was there and had left from her residence to go into the swimming pool to play with her friends, and she wasn't going swimming. She was there playing with a ball with all of her friends close to the pool. To catch the ball, she jumped, fell into the pool and died. Obviously, there are a lot of questions of how this was possible, how this happened. Here's what we know so far. The investigation is underway. There are several allegations coming to the fore from residents of the apartment, from her own family, saying that she didn't drown to death in the pool, that she actually was electrocuted to death. And if that is the case, this is another instance of criminal negligence that's come to the fore. Serious questions being asked right now of the prestige management or of the apartment authorities. The Bengaluru cops have confirmed that they're investigating this particular case and haven't at this point revealed yet whether it's a case of drowning or electrocution. But a 9-year-old life snuffed out, and as heartbreaking as it really gets, because this happened in the safe confines of her apartment complex.
ಸರ್, ನಿನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ 8:15 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಗು ಸ್ವಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಪೂಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಆಟ ಆಡುವಾಗ ಬಿದ್ದು ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ತೀರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣಗಳೇನು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟೀಜ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟವ್ರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು PPMSಸು ಮತ್ತು ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿರೋ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ 10 ಅವರ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ನೂ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸು ತುಂಬ ಕೋಪವಾಗಿ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ಟೀಜ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರು ಈಗ ಹೇಳೋದೇನೆಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಲ್ಗೂ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮಗುನ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡೋಣ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೋ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
We take this across to Anaga Keshav, who's joining us live from Bengaluru with more details. This is truly, truly heartbreaking, Anaga. What's been reported in this apartment? Here's a girl who was playing with her friends in the apartment complex, and this kind of an incident occurs. And there are serious questions about whether it's a result of negligence, whether this young girl was actually electrocuted to death in the swimming pool. Anaga?
Well, Akshita, in the father's bite that we just heard, that is Manya's father, Mr. Rajesh.
We're going to play that
he
out in a bit, yes.
That when the child was inside the swimming pool, she was electrocuted. There was an electric shock. People tried rescuing her using wooden chairs and wooden sticks, but despite that, it was a life risk for those who were trying to rescue Manya as well. So at the end of the day, they could not rescue her, and she has died because of an electric shock, is what we heard from Mr. Rajesh. But as of now, as we speak, Akshita, the report is still not out. It is going to be 24 hours. In just 2 hours from now, it's going to be 24 hours since the tragic incident happened. But till now, there has been no report, no post-mortem report or any confirmation from the electric inspector. But what we are hearing from the residents is that it was a case of electric shock. The Prestige Lakeside habitat sprawls over 100 acres. It was built in the year 2024. It has been 10 years. Why was there no maintenance checks that was being done by the management is a big question. Any apartment, that is more than 10 years old needs to get its orders in check. There should have been proper checks, given the fact that there were 3,400 plus luxury apartments in that sprawling villa built 10 years back. Why was there no proper checks that was being done by the management that houses thousands of residents?
No, obviously at this point there are questions being asked, and the cops haven't divulged exactly what led to Manya's death. So we still don't know if it was drowning or if it was electrocution. But there are details, scary details that are emerging of exactly what happened. And I want to play out for you now. Let's cut across to our next news break coming in on the story. We've actually spoken to the father of the victim. Obviously, this is an extremely, extremely difficult time for the family. But they are speaking out with one reason, saying we want justice. We want action to be taken. Now, Manya's father alleges that she was electrocuted to death, that wooden chairs and sticks had to be used to actually pull her body out of the pool. And if that was the case, then that essentially establishes electrocution. I want to play out for you the father's reaction.
Having the shock, some people have tried to help her, but then because of the shock, they could not help. By the time they pull in the wooden stick and also wooden chair, the damage happened already. And we got to know that somebody had to switch off the MCB. We want justice to our kid. We want to know, so far there is no action being taken yet, and we want to know what is the root cause, and we want to know who is responsible.
How heartbreaking is that? I want to also bring in Nabila Jamala on this story. Nabila, tragic really. I mean, God gives strength to that family. Yeah. The 9-year-old girl, after falling into that pool, she wasn't swimming, she was playing next to it, fell into the pool. Yeah. And the father says they had to use wooden chairs and sticks to actually pull out her body. The cops at this point aren't actually confirming any of this. 24 hours on, we still don't know what happened.
Well, this is precisely why the protests by the residents in that society, Prestige Lakeview Habitat, is quite a prestigious apartment society. In fact, Prestige Group itself is a very prestigious builder-developer, and we believe it's Prestige's management that's handling the maintenance of that property. So the onus will lie on Prestige management at this point, if at all it is a case of electrocution, and that's what the father has said. He says the girl was playing, the child was playing by the pool. There were 2 other children with her. The ball fell into the pool. She went to pick the ball. As her hand touched the water, she was electrocuted, fell into the pool directly, and they tried as much as they could with wooden sticks to really fish her out because they were all scared. Touching the water would mean that people who were trying to save her also would be in danger. So it was really a sad state of affairs there to try and get that girl, recover her from the swimming pool, rush her to the hospital. We believe at the hospital they declared her brought dead. So for the last 10 hours, we hear that the family members and the society members are asking and demanding for answers from the management, the Prestige management, who takes care of the maintenance there. So far, there has been no confirmation of electrocution, but the family believes that this has happened even 10 days ago with another child. We believe another child, and we might get a testimony from the mother itself, touched the water, touched some electric point and had received shock. They complained quickly to the management, and at max they just changed the light and taped
So
it.
they didn't bother
Didn't
testing.
actually get to the root of the problem. And it's mandatory for any management to ensure that their centralized gas lines, their pipelines, water lines, electricity, current lines, all of that should be periodically checked.
Correct.
This is what you pay huge sums as maintenance for at the end of it,
And at
Akshita.
the end of the day,
It
it's
could
also
happen in
killed.
any apartment. It could have happened with an adult or just about anybody, you and I,
You know,
standing
it's
by the
going
pool.
it's going to make parents also think twice
Yeah.
about sending their kids alone to the pool, to a play area within your own apartment complex. How common is that? And in such a circumstance, you've had this kind of an incident also coming to the fore. Thanks very much, Nabila.
Yeah.
We'll be getting a resident in just a bit, but I want to also take a look at some of the questions we're asking here on India Today. The first most basic one is whether this is a death resulting out of negligence. Was this did Manya pay with her life because of simple negligence and apathy by the apartment authorities? Did they merely not do a basic check when complaints were filed, as Nabila pointed out, despite the fact that there were already complaints that there was shock and current that was going by in that particular area? So was Manya actually electrocuted to death in the pool? Did she touch the water and immediately die, or was it a case of drowning? The cops are yet to confirm. Why is the apartment management right now silent on the incident? There's not been a single statement that's emerged so far. Residents also say that they've not received any sort of comment from the management just yet, so they have no idea either what's happened. Now, is lack of maintenance to blame for the death of young Manya? Did they not ensure the required checks and balances were put in place, particularly in this kind of an area where little kids were playing? And was there a lifeguard present? Was there adequate security present around that pool area? If this was a case of drowning, was it that she wasn't saved in time? I want to take this across also to a resident of this very society, Preeti Kumari. She is a neighbor of victim Manya. So please do accept my condolences, Preeti. And I know how difficult a time this must be and how scary it must be for you as a resident to know that a little child died in that complex because perhaps of negligence. Can you tell us what you've heard about this incident? What exactly happened to little Manya first?
Yeah, so around 7:30 p.m., she was playing with her friends and she went to pick up the ball which went in the pool. And it's very common here because I mean they were playing in the common area and the ball went and she went to pick it up. She touched the water. She had a shock and she fell down in the swimming pool. There is no case of drowning as such. I am not sure why that. I mean, you guys are hearing about the drowning. And yeah, so this is what has happened. After that,
yeah,
go
ahead.
After that, when she was inside the water and she was unconscious, somebody tried to pull her out, but they couldn't because of the current. They couldn't pull her out. Whoever was going and touching her, they were also getting shock, and then they had to they have to put off the MCB to take her out. So the delay has already happened, and of course, whatever has happened now. But before this also, I have a daughter. She is 22 months now. When I shifted here to PLH, I shifted here just for my daughter because there are amenities and play area and whatnot, so-called whatnot. So they, that time she was just 15 months old. She was playing there, just 20 meters away from where the incident has happened with Manya. And she went to pick up the ball, and there are footlights, and she got shock from the footlight. Okay. And the nanny who went and protected her, and just imagine, I'm on 21st floor. I get a call that Didi niche aa jaiye, just come down. Shock has happened. I rushed to the hospital, and doctor said, you have to just monitor your kid. She was just 15 months. She can't tell what happened. And I believe that was and so this has happened in May. I mean, this one more incident has happened in May. We have raised the ticket to PPMS. PPMS is the body which maintains the society, and it is from Prestige Group. We have done this, and there are multiple people who have reported such incidents where, and the worst part is before yesterday, day before yesterday also, people have faced shock in the pool. And they have gone and told to the security. I'm not sure why the ticket was not raised. And it's not just that it has happened yesterday.
No, can you just focus on the point a bit? You're saying that 2 days ago, there were residents who had complained about this? In the pool, that there's, incidents of people getting a mild electric shock?
Mild. Yes, you are right. Mild. It was mild.
Okay. And they complained?
Yes.
So, and no action was taken by the management? No steps were taken?
No, nothing. Nothing.
Okay. The reason, Preeti, we're talking about drowning here is because when we spoke to the police, they said that this could be drowning or it could be electrocution. We haven't received the final report to confirm that. 24 hours on, have you received any communication from authorities, from the apartment management, from anyone?
See, the point is, people whom we are trying to reach out, from Prestige, nobody has come. But yes, the reports are there, and you can hear the father as well. He has told about what exactly has happened. And of course, the postmortem and everything is done. So yes, that death has happened because of electric shock.
Has there been any communication to you, to the apartment, kind of saying this is what has happened and we take responsibility as the management?
No, this has not happened yet. This has not happened yet. And that's what people are fighting for.
Preeti, as someone who lives now in this complex, as someone with children, as you said, are you worried? Does it scare you that something like this happened meters away from your home in the same complex where your kids go out to play?
Yeah, as I said, it happened to my daughter, 20 meters away from where this incident has happened. Everybody is scared. Everybody is scared. But, even though, when it happened, we raised a ticket. It was raised in May. It was raised in September. Was the management waiting for this? What has happened yesterday? So that they will do something? And you can come and see that there are a lot of open wires, and they actually, since morning, what they were trying to do is they were trying to tamper the evidences. They were just covering all the open wires with mud. Is it going to work out? So this is what is happening since morning.
Okay.
So I'm not, being a parent, I don't think so I can send my child downstairs.
Okay.
Even if, of course it was Manya. Unfortunately, what if 10 people were swimming in the swimming pool? All 10. All 10 together, right?
So the pool was empty when this happened?
Yes. The pool was empty. Generally, the pool is filled, but because it's a holiday season, a lot of people are outside. And the weather, the temperature also is not, generally
No, I
people
can't honestly imagine. It's so heartbreaking that a 9-year-old girl has lost her life in this manner. The casualty count could have been much higher if people were out there swimming, because obviously in these apartment complexes, the pools are used by residents so very often. Little kids go out there and swim on their own because you believe that it's safe. It's your home. This is a complex that you've, I'm sure, paid a lot for, Preeti, to be able to live in, because you believe it's safe for you and your family. And you pay a maintenance, yes?
We pay huge maintenance. I think this is the most expensive apartment. This is what I can say. And what we get in turn, even though we have complained, I am the proof. I have the tickets. I have raised it to the management. And they came, when this happened with my daughter, I'm bringing this point about my daughter because people have to listen that this happened before also.
No,
and when it was a small incident happened with a small toddler, they could have come. It's not just one footlight. It's not just one thing to check. You have a lot of footlights. You have a lot of light poles. You have so many wires which are just dangling around.
No, completely agree. And these are the basics. These are the basics of maintenance. There's a lot of complaints that are filed, but the most basic of safety, of ensuring that the complex is safe for little children to go about on their own, for adults to walk about, because you call this your home, that's not being taken care of. And you're telling me, you pay a huge amount as maintenance, and yet nothing is ensured.
And if you come and talk to a lot of parents here, 50 to 60% will come and tell you, we shifted here for amenities for our kids. Each and everybody, if you come and visit the society, that's what everybody. And there are a lot of people who were in the protest, they were saying that I am leaving. this day. I'm leaving the other day. I mean, few people see. Nobody has the courage to live here right now with what has happened.
Are you rethinking your decision as well, Preeti, as a mother who's seen this happening to your child and what's happened with little Manya now?
Yeah. Of course. I left Kormangla. I came here, which is like very far from the city, just for my kid. If the kid is not safe, then there is no point to stay here. There's no point. Definitely, I'm going to move out.
You're going to move out. All right.
We are
Preeti,
going to move out.
and I think that many families, unfortunately, are going to be echoing that sentiment. Do you believe action should be taken right now against the apartment management? Legal action should be taken against them for making you pay up almost every single month, I'm sure, a hefty maintenance. And despite that, basics not being taken care of, leading to the death of this girl now?
Yes. It was not the first time Manya got a shock. There are other kids also who already got a shock. Why they were not proactive? It's a case of sheer negligence, and totally accountability and responsibility is of Prestige Maintenance Group. Totally. And they're still
we promise, Preeti. There's been no statement from Prestige, but we promise here on India Today that we're going to ensure that we carry the story forward and seek accountability from those who are guilty of negligence, and also ensure that if anyone actually killed Manya, and I'll say killed Manya here because of what happened to her, if it was a case of electrocution, they will have to pay the price. Thanks very much, Preeti, for joining us here on India Today. The victim's neighbor, Manya's neighbor there, Preeti Kumari, who lives in the same apartment, telling us that it's not the first case of negligence that's come to light in this apartment. One of the best, really, in the city of Bengaluru. And despite multiple people flagging it up, nothing was done. Is that what's led to the death of 9-year-old Manya? We will promise to keep you abreast with all the latest on that and what the investigation throws up. I'm slipping into a very short break here on 6 p.m. Prime. Coming up on the other side, we'll be also focusing on all the latest that you need to know about the Ulfa Accord that's been signed, a peace accord that's a game changer for Assam.
India, as you know, is a land of diversity, where countless stories are born every day. A brand that has celebrated the rich mosaic of our country, India Today, is the brand that has been covering stories from all spheres of life from across the country tirelessly, making sense of the myriad India and the Indians residing in here. The story of India Today and the story of my latest film, Donkey, which is inspired by the phenomenal dreams and struggles of the same Indians and is a story about love and friendship filled with humor and heart.
हमने मजबूरी में अपना घर छोड़ा था, वरना कोई अपना देश, अपना परिवार, अपने दोस्तों को छोड़कर क्यों जाएगा सरहदों पे गोली खाने?
While my film Donkey symbolizes the struggle of many who leave home and their loved ones behind in the hope for a better life, they miss their homeland in this tough bargain. But it's their spirit that helps them carry on. India Today has been capturing the indomitable spirit of being an Indian for over 5 decades now. India Today, making sense to India, making sense of India.
How do you remember what you recollect and what have you written in this book actually?
I have read in his diaries that for some time there seemed to be some tension and some sparks flying. But after everything, everything became normal. And one thing I learned, that these people, they knew how to manage conflict or how to manage disagreement. I think that is the most important thing.
In 2004, when he was on the verge of being a prime minister, but he mentioned you that they won't make him prime minister. What was that context?
That particular context was, in 2004, after Sonia Gandhi renounced her claim. So in the media, there was a lot of speculation about who is going to be the prime minister, and both my father's and Dr. Manmohan Singh's names were in the circulation. He wrote in his diary that Dr. Manmohan Singh is contesting from South Delhi. In all probability, he will win and it will be very good. He is a likely Congress prime ministerial candidate. So even in 1989 also, he perceived a situation that in case of a Congress win, Dr. Manmohan Singh is going to be the Prime Minister. So in 2004, it could not have come as a major disappointment to him. And he also told journalist Shumon Chatterjee that he did not have any expectation from Sonia Gandhi to make him the Prime Minister. And when there is no expectation, there is no disappointment.
The holidays are upon us. It's peak tourist season across the country and overseas as well. So if you're planning to travel, we get you a report now on what are the curbs to keep in mind, what do tourist hubs currently look like. The usual areas, the mountains, the beaches are packed to the brim. Airfares have skyrocketed. Hotel room tariffs are at a record high. Even occupancy rates in hotels are nearly 100%. Yet, this is the scene in the mountains. Himachal and Uttarakhand are jam-packed with tourists. There's no space to park at hotels. Traffic jams go on for kilometers, and tourists without confirmed hotel bookings are being turned away by the police. In Goa, it's the cabbies who are making a killing. According to several accounts, a commute from the airport to the hotel is often costlier than the air ticket to the resort state. On social media, there are nightmare tales of 6,000 rupee trip bills. Not only that, there are reports of beachfront restaurants and shacks seeking their pound of flesh for sea view seats and beach beds.
Well, the tourism boom that actually started with the ICC World Cup early this year and then followed by, of course, the mega wedding season and, of course, the long holidays that led to Christmas vacation, Diwali vacation, and now it's the New Year. The cherry on top definitely has to be the upcoming next 4 days. That will, of course, relieve the sector of the shackles of losses that it had faced during the pre-COVID era.
According to Ease My Trip, there's been a significant 60% increase in overall bookings and a 40% rise in advance reservations over the New Year weekend. Popular destinations saw a surge in bookings from the second week of December itself. Additionally, the period has seen around 35 lakh overseas Indians returning, contributing to higher airfares. The growing preference for beach getaways, coupled with rising domestic airfares, is prompting Indians to choose budget-friendly, short-haul international journeys.
Resort hotels are concerned. They are they are at peak. There are no rooms. Anywhere you try, it's like amazing booking and rates are skyrocketing everywhere. Like all the leisure hotels are doing 80, 85%, 90% occupancies. But business hotels, a little slump is there. In this period, pre-Christmas till New Year, business travels are lesser. So,
a study by Thomas Cook India has identified the last week of December followed by the first week of January as peak travel days, leading to a spike in airfares. Compared to last year, airfares to popular winter sectors from hubs like Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Chennai and Kochi are witnessing an uptick of 5 to 20% for Srinagar, 5 to 12% for Jaipur, Andamans and Kerala, 10 to 20% for Chandigarh and Bagdogra, 15 to 30% for Puducherry, 10 to 40% for Dehradun and 25 to 60% for Goa. Interestingly, airfares to long-haul destinations have dropped 5 to 16% versus last year. Fares to Paris that were at 83,000 in December last year have dropped to 70,000 rupees. Similarly, for Zurich, airfares that were at 90,000 rupees are currently at 76,000 rupees. Frankfurt, which was at 87,000 rupees, is now at 73,000. London, which was at 94,000 rupees, is now at 89,000 rupees. Airfares to Sydney, which were at 1,01,500 rupees, is now at 96,000.
The entire industry is very positive right now, and next 3 years, I will say, not next 2-3 quarters, 3 years the industry is going to do very well till new supplies come. New supplies coming will take time. At least 4 years it takes for a new hotel to come up, 4 to 5 years. So even if people would have started constructing hotels in 2023 post-COVID, still those hotels will come only by 2028. So next 3-4 years, the industry will definitely do very well.
A lot of consumers are choosing to book apartments on rent and spending their New Year's in bed and breakfast, paying an economical value when compared, of course, to the expensive 5-star hotels. This definitely could be a new turn for the industry, hospitality industry, which had to go through a lot of difficulty during the COVID period. I'm Karishma Sudani, and joining me is cameraman Amit with Business Today Television, New Delhi.
All right, let's take this across to our reporters who are right now in some of these holiday hubs. Manjeet Sehgal is joining us live. We also have Lalit Sharma. Manjeet is joining us live from Kulu, and we've got also, in fact, Lalit getting us the latest updates from Shimla, if I'm not wrong. Let me begin with you, Manjeet. What's the situation there in Kulu? Mountains, of course, get extremely crowded in holiday season. Is that the case this year as well?
Yes, indeed, Akshita, the hotel industry, in fact, is very upbeat about the tourist arrivals. More than 42,000 tourists even crossed the Atal Tunnel during the 24th and 25th of December, and more tourist arrivals are expected on the New Year Eve, which happens to be at the weekend. So more tourists are expected at the popular tourist destinations, be it the Shimla or be it the Kulu Manali. Hotel occupancy is also rising up. This fell up to 15% during the monsoon season, when there were landslides and most of the highways were blocked by the landslides. But now it has improved, and it is now being reported between 80% or beyond 80% in Manali, which is very popular among the tourists. So tourists are also facing difficulties booking the hotels, and were also heading to less known tourist spots, as hotels were not available in Manali. But as far as the weather is concerned, there is a forecast of light rains or snowfall between 30th of December to 3rd of January.
There are a lot of questions, Manjeet, also about whether the administration is prepared. We saw what happened during the Christmas weekend of people going rogue, essentially, and massive traffic snarls. Are we expecting a repeat of that, particularly in places like Shimla, Lalit?
See, if you talk about Shimla, during the Christmas celebrations also here, the traffic was quite smooth. But if you talk about Manali, there was a huge traffic congestion. As in Shimla district, it has been followed a 1-minute plan, due to which the traffic has been managed very well by the district administration. But if you talk about in the past 10 days, more than 1,80,000 tourists have visited the state capital, especially Shimla. And for the New Year Eve also, it is being expected that approximately more than 1 lakh people would come here. Right now the weather here is quite pleasant, and people are just enjoying. Let me just show you the visuals here from the Mall Road in Shimla. You can see that people are enjoying the weather. And other than that, as the tourist industry during the recent held monsoon havoc was devastated, so somehow now the state government and the district administration is playing a vital role to build up the tourist industry. And for the first time in Shimla, the winter carnival has been organized. Let me take you across to certain tourists here. How are they feeling? Are they facing any sort of problem due to traffic or other things? Just wanted to know, how's the traffic situation here in Shimla?
The traffic situation is very good this time. 1-minute plan has cleared all the congestion of traffic in the state. And we came here.
The tourists believe that all necessary arrangements have been made. But remember that if you're traveling this weekend, you are going to be seeing massive crowds at the usual tourist hubs. Thanks to Manjeet and also Lalit for getting us those ground reports. That's all we have time for in this edition of 6 p.m. Prime. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a great weekend, a great new year. I'll see you next in 2024.
हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए मौजूद हैं बीजेपी नेता शहनवाज हुसैन। सर, इस्तीफा दे दिया है और कहा यह जा रहा है कि नीतीश कुमार अब जेडीयू के राष्ट्रीय कार्यकारिणी के अध्यक्ष होंगे।
देखिए, कहाँ तो उन्हें ख्वाब दिखाया गया था कि एनडीए अलायंस के संयोजक बनेंगे, कहाँ ख्वाब दिखाया गया था कि प्रधानमंत्री के उम्मीदवार विपक्ष के बनेंगे। बनना था संयोजक प्रधानमंत्री का उम्मीदवार और बना दिया फसाना उनको। वही क्षेत्रीय पार्टी बिहार की पार्टी है जेडीयू, उसके राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष वो बन गए और वो पार्टी उन्हीं की है। वो तो जिसको चाहते हैं मुख्यमंत्री बना देते हैं, जिसको चाहते हैं वो राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बना देते हैं। अब खुद बन गए तो वो अपने किसी कार्यकर्ता को पहले बना के रखते थे। पहले आरसीपी सिंह बने, फिर ललन सिंह जी बने, अब खुद राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष बने। ये उनका निर्णय, उनको बना तो नहीं दिया और इससे कोई फर्क पड़ने वाला नहीं है। ख्वाब तो बड़े बड़े थे लेकिन सिर्फ अपनी ही पार्टी के अध्यक्ष बनकर रह गए, इससे क्या फर्क पड़ेगा। बिहार में भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक मजबूत ताकत है और 40 की 40 सीट हम लोग लोकसभा की जीतेंगे और विधानसभा में भी 2025 में बीजेपी अपने दम पर सरकार बनाएगी और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कोई कार्यकर्ता मुख्यमंत्री होगा। हम लोग इस पे काम कर रहे हैं। अब उनकी पार्टी में ये कोई बड़ी खबर भी नहीं है कि उसी पार्टी में वो कैसे अध्यक्ष बने या किसी को हटाया या वो बन गए, ये कोई हमारे लिए फर्क नहीं पड़ता इससे।
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 22 and minimum 12 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 29 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 28 and minimum 16 degrees. Bengaluru, maximum 25 and minimum 17 degrees. Chennai, maximum 28 and minimum 24 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 28 and minimum 17 degrees.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
The worst external terror attack on Indian soil. But 15 years and dozens of dossiers later, India has initiated an unusual move. The Modi government has formally asked Pakistan to extradite 2611